You have low willpower because of your secret major sins. I'll explain to you how as quickly as possible. And I promise you, if you just give me a few minutes of your time, you'll understand exactly why you have low willpower from the Islamic perspective. Now, you probably feel like the moment you get a strong urge to do a bad habit, you instantly fold, you give in. And that's where you're failing the most, is the moment you're tempted with something pleasurable. Especially when no one's watching and you're alone. You don't have enough willpower to resist doing a sin that feels good. And that secret sin that you keep going back to is the exact reason you have low willpower in every other area of your life. It has a spillover effect. Now, chances are you've probably already been trying to leave that sin, but obviously you just don't have enough willpower to leave it. And it's nothing to be ashamed of because you've been trying to leave it. And even though you haven't been able to quit yet, you've been making dua. You've been struggling to fight this temptation. And Allah doesn't reward results, He rewards effort. The same way the West emphasized the importance of dopamine, Islam emphasizes the importance of the heart. And Ibn al-Qayyim, he says that it's because of our sins. It weakens our hearts. So if the heart's weak, then your willpower is weak. Plus, it doesn't make sense to say that you want to have more willpower, but you're disobeying Allah, the source of power. That's why the most effective tactic to increasing your willpower is to leave that secret sin. Think of it kind of like the meta, the most effective tactic available. It's like a gaming term. The meta to having more willpower is to leave that secret sin. When you leave a sin for Allah, that's when Allah is going to give you confidence, courage, respect, money, success, willpower. So then that leads us to ask, if sins are the reason why we have low willpower, how do we leave the sin that we have low willpower for? Ibn al-Qayyim, he gives us two solutions. He says that the only way to leave something is to, one, love something more than it, or two, have an intense, crippling fear of what would happen if you do it. Quick little story to illustrate this. My siblings wanted a cat for the longest time, and my parents always rejected the idea. And they decided to surprise her on Eid. They told her on Eid, you can go to the shelter and pick a cat. My parents gave her one condition if she wants to keep this cat, that he cannot be an indoor cat. A few weeks later, somehow, some way, subhanallah, my siblings convinced my parents to let the cat indoor, especially because winter was coming. And fast forward a few months later, my sibling impulsively went to go buy another cat without my parents knowing. The moment my parents seen the second cat, they just instantly went, "Oh, he's so cute." And he also became an indoor cat. Now, how in the world did my parents go from completely rejecting the idea of even having one cat, outdoor cat, to now having two indoor cats? Because these cute cats instantly emotionally captured their hearts. And because they instantly got emotionally attached, they easily caved in. Now, the reason you can't stop doing your secret sin is because you're emotionally attached to it. And when you're emotionally attached to something, you let your guard down. You easily cave in. Like, this is why when you just tell yourself, like, yeah, Allah, I promise I won't do it again, you're telling yourself mentally. But temptations are an emotional problem. And love and fear are some of the most powerful emotions that you can use. That's why you have to either love something more than that sin, or to fear, like have a crippling, unsettling fear of the consequences that could happen if you do that sin. An action step I want to give you is that the next time you go on a drive or on a walk, put a video about Allah, Jannah, or the benefits of leaving the sin you're struggling with. Or could learn about Jahannam, death, the anger of Allah, and the punishments of the exact sin that you're struggling with, in hopes to either love something more than your sin or to fear the consequences of it. Little bonus trick for you. If you're learning about Jahannam and it's 100-degree weather outside, just go outside for a bit until you feel some mental agony and think about Jahannam while you're sitting outside. Or if you can't sit outside, I don't know, heat up the oven and open it, feel that heat wave. Anything to remind you, like, get your senses involved, get creative with it. That's how you can get more emotionally attached to whatever it is that you choose to learn. Put in the effort, and Allah will put willpower in your heart, inshallah.